Why, hello everyone. I know it's been a few weeks. I honestly, and all I ever want to be is honest. I really haven't been motivated. I just haven't been feeling it, you know? But I did have something, I wouldn't call it special, but something that I did want to talk about today, and that's anger. And so for a while, I know that I do deal with anger a lot. I mean, we all have our angry moments, but anger is something I feel almost on a daily basis. uh, and it's more than just that. When I get angry, usually, like really angry, like it feels like my heart and my stomach are just being twisted inside of me to the point where I feel sick. Um, some might even call that rage. I don't know, but it's not good. And I I usually end up like getting smart with someone or like getting an attitude or like, you know, I don't, usually react very well. And so oh, by the way, the coffee today is veranda uh breakfast blend. I've never had it before and I don't have any milk. So it's just straight up coffee. That one needs a creamer. That's pretty strong. Ugh. That's pretty. Oh, sorry. Hold on, where I'm going here. That one's pretty strong. Um. ugh. Um. So just to get right into it. So um, I think I had hit my breaking point the other week, and I just started crying, and my husband was at work, and I texted him. I said, "Hey, when I get home from work tonight, can you and the kids lay your hands on me and pray for me for my anger because I'm tired of feeling tense and all that internal ugh, I'm tired of just flipping out when I don't need to flip out and I all the yucky stuff that comes with anger. Like I'm tired of all of it, and so they did. They laid their hands on me and prayed. And um, there was a little bit of a release there. And then, but it wasn't complete. So we go to church on Sunday. Now, the last two Sundays before this past Sunday, we were teaching children's church. So, we had our own lesson. We didn't get to hear Pastor Tim preach. And, but this Sunday, he preached about anger. And as soon as he started talking about it, I, okay, this is how I normally act, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's other people. But when it's an uncomfortable topic and you know that it's about you, like that God's talking through the pastor to you about something specific, and then you kind of just sink down in your seat, that's normally how I would react. But I was actually just eager and almost as if I was like just clinging to hear every word because I wanted to hear everything that he had to say about anger because I want it gone. Like I'm going to feel angry. It's not, but I want all the extra stuff that doesn't have to come with anger. I want all of that to go. And so as he's talking, and he surprisingly gave some examples where he had started to get angry and stuff. And I know pastors are not perfect, and I know that they do sin, but I don't think about that when I think of the pastor. I forget sometimes that, they feel every emotion that everyone else does. So he's talking about, some situations where he got angry, and I thought, stupidly thought, like, oh man, he actually gets angry. But I could relate to the anger he was feeling, because I was like, yes, that's me, like every day at work. And then I was like, yeah, but it shouldn't be. And of course, he prayed over, those of us who, at the end, I mean, not physically, because you can't, 6 feet, but from the pulpit, he prayed over those of us who had raised our hands, and I was like just so eager to get. And so everything under the sun has been testing me this week. But what anger looks like for me, so before this crazy, I'm probably going to cry in this video, just to warn you. Before this crazy pandemic, whatever happened, I loved going into work. I loved my job. I was excited to be there. And I'm at the point where I I'm done. Like, I'm never going to quit on something, because I don't believe in that. But emotionally, mentally, I'm shut down. And I know I'm not giving 100% like I should. But I'm so tired of working around other people. The people I work with is not the problem. It's the people that come in day after day. I have, almost on a daily basis, I have someone coming up to me hollering because so-and-so walked in and they didn't have a mask on. Well, if I'm over at the cash register waiting on somebody, or I'm in the office checking something, or I'm in the back checking something, I can't always keep my eyes on the front door where, and number one. Number two, why do you feel like you have to be the mask police? Like, I'm so tired. If you hear that, honestly, if you have people coming up to you every single day, just about every single day, and harassing you into wanting to harass other people over what's may or may not be on their face, I mean, it just, it gets old. Between that or people yelling at me because our bathrooms are closed, you know, I don't make the rules, but I'm gonna enforce them. That's my job as the manager. And, you know, but I don't ever go up to anybody and harass them. I might ask them nicely and let them know, hey, I have a mask for you, or whatever. But I'm never going to harass someone just because a customer demands me to do it. I could deal with customer service before all of this, but it has really taken a toll on me emotionally and mentally. And some days I just walk in already angry because I'm expecting what might come that day. And, you know, so that's work. I come home, and for the last couple months, because they haven't had a break from each other, we're used to 5 days a week getting a break from each other because my son going to school, my daughter being here at the house. And because he's been home from school, and it's been nonstop fighting just every day they were fighting and getting at each other, and then, of course I would intervene, and then all of a sudden I'm the bad person and I'm getting yelled at and everything, and I'm thinking, so work is not my safe haven. Home is now not my safe haven. It's not my quiet space. And so that leaves church. And there are just a few things. It's not even any important. But there are a couple things going on that are frustrating for me. And I'm other people, but I'm just talking about me. I can't talk about other people's experiences, but for me, there's other things that are very frustrating. Um, I, and so now I'm feeling not the same, but pretty similar feelings at church. Church should be, of all the places, church should be the safest, quietest, most peaceful place for me to go. And because of myself, letting myself feel the feelings that I feel, it's not that place for me. And so I really, I let things, if I get angry and I don't say anything about it right away, then it festers inside. And then it really kind of digs in at me until one day I cannot take it anymore, and that's when I usually explode. And that's not healthy either. But, I had a couple realizations on Sunday, but I had a realization on Sunday that you know, talking about how I have peace with this whole situation, it's not peace. I have given up on this whole situation. I am at the point where I don't care. I don't care what happens. I really don't, because to me, not to others, I don't care what happens to me because I am just over everything. And so my being against wearing masks for myself and for my kids, that's because I'm just done with the whole thing. And also, they're my kids. I feel like my husband and I should be making the choice whether or not they wear masks, not anyone else. But, but even so, it's not just the mask thing. It's like everything. I think I just shut down, and I got to a point where, because I got angry about it and let it fester so long, that I know I just don't even care what happens now, and that's not okay. you know. But I feel defeated, and like the joy, the true joy of the Lord, I don't feel like that is flowing within me, because it can't. You can't be joyful and angry at the same time, you know? So it's that I have just, it's been a lot for me. I feel like I have no place to just be quiet and have some time to get away from everything. And I'm going to be homeschooling the kids now, so I really don't have, so I'm going to have to find something to do on the weekends. Because it might sound selfish, but mentally and emotionally, I need some little corner of my life to be quiet and peaceful and calm with no tension. And I don't know where to find that. I really don't. I'm, but I'm working on it. So I know God is going to work. I will say one thing. I will say one thing. Yesterday when I had to pick up a paper from my daughter's doctor's office here in Dover, and I had my face shield on, and they stopped me and said, well, even though you're wearing a face shield, we need you to wear a mask to go inside. And, you know, the little twisties and stomachy things started happening, but the only thing that came out was I put the mask on. I quietly put the mask on, and then I turned around and I said, well, then can I take the face shield off because it's too hot to wear both? And that's exactly how I said it. There was no, like, anger in my voice. I didn't get mad at them, even though on the inside I was, like, fuming. And they said, oh, yeah, sure, that's fine. And I'm thinking, I said, thank you. And I'm like, on the inside, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But I didn't say that. It didn't happen out loud. So I guess that's an improvement. I told my husband, he's like, you handled that better than I would have. I'm like, well, that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. But I did not let how I was feeling come out and take it out on those ladies. So they were, you know, who knows, maybe their bosses told them they have to do that. But, you know, how I feel is different. And just because I feel one way doesn't mean I need to, you know. So there you have it. But I don't really have any advice. It just, you know, realization that there is no room. There's not enough room in your heart, truly, for both anger all the time, 24/7 anger, and 24/7 joy. So I want to feel the joy. That's what I want to feel all the time, instead of all this yucky stuff. Because it's just, there's a lot of things that are just, I feel like everything is out of my control. And it kind of is, in a way. But, and Melly doesn't deal well with that. I like to be in control of things. I like to, you know, make my own decisions. And, you know, I don't like being told what to do by people who don't need to be telling me what to do. Bosses, yep. Absolutely. I will listen to anything and everything they say. You know, people in authority that really do have authority over me, okay. But anyone else who does not have authority over me does not have the right to tell me what to do. But see, and there you can see right in my face. You know, that kind of stuff doesn't sit well with me. But I'm just going to smile. Alright, this has been a really long video, and I apologize that it's been a couple weeks, but hopefully, you know, for anyone who has been wondering about my post about being angry or whatever, this is why. And all I ask is that if you are a praying person, just continue to pray for me, because I really don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to feel trapped in a corner. I want to feel, you know, not angry. Like happy. Happy, happy, happy. Alright, well, thank you for watching this all the way to the end if you have. And I love you and have a good day.